Hello, I'm Joyce Woodworth. Welcome to the Spirit of Winona. When Winona was settled 150 years ago, it was settled primarily by Polish, Scandinavian, and German people. These people brought their recipes from their country with them, and this is the food they served in their homes, as well as in the small restaurants they may have had in Winona. Today there are no more of these ethnic restaurants in Winona. The few ethnic restaurants that we do have are Mexican, Chinese, and Cuban. If we want to taste traditional Polish food, we need to prepare it in our own homes. For 100 years in Winona, most Polish women, in fact women in general, did not work outside the homes. Their lives centered around activities in the home, and they were generally very economical. Their recipes reflected this disposition. They did not throw anything away. They used the fish heads to make fish chowder, the blood from a duck to make charlina or blood soup. They jellied pig's feet and ate them cold. They used neck bones from the animal to flavor their broth. And they used leftover mashed potatoes to make the most wonderful dumplings. Here we see the babas or grandmothers in another era pulling the down from duck and goose feathers to fill their pillows. Today we're at the Tao Center where several Winona women are preparing some traditional Polish dishes. They're preparing them for the Polish Cultural Institute's Board of Directors luncheon, and they're going to share some of these dishes with us. The luncheon consisted of wilted leaf lettuce, dill pickles, pickled beets and herring, dark rye buns with caraway seed, beef roast in sour cream sauce, and sauerkraut soup with dumplings, and a variety of coffee cakes. These are the ladies that are going to be doing the Polish cooking with us today, and they're going to share some of their Polish recipes with us. We have Pat Ahrens on my right, and we have Mary Pompu and Judy Boardman. Welcome to the Spirit of Winona.
Thank you.
Well, tell me, girls, what are we preparing today?
Well, the first thing she's going to make is sauerkraut soup with dumplings. And in Polish, it's called, what great pronunciation?
Kruszkas and Kluskas.
Kluskas, I call them.
Yeah.
You know, I understand, Pat, that you are the lady that speaks a little bit of Polish here, and so you can give us the pronunciation of these dishes. So let's go.
You gotta be kidding me. Well, there is a higher and lower.
Yeah, there's two different ways of speaking.
Okay.
Polish.
Higher and
Yeah, and I don't know what exactly. But
we speak two different dialects.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Now, are you both are your parents from Poland, or what's your Polish background?
my grandfather was from Poland when he came here. And I lived with Grandma I was kind of a stinker, I guess, so I got to live with Grandma. And they spoke all Polish.
So you learned a little bit of
A little
Polish.
bit, so I can sort of understand it, but I can't speak it. I mean, I can say a few things, you know, but...
What can you say?
Tia gubi ani kot, jest nebies.
So what did you just
That
say?
really means you're crazier than a cat, you don't know nothing. Grandpa used to always get mad at Grandma, you know, and he'd pound on the table and say, "Gee, Bobby," and he'd say, "If I ever tell you, lady," and she would say, "Gee, bitch, I mean, shut up."
That's a good one to remember. Let's say that again.
See, you're here for recipes, not...
Judy, what's your role in all this? Are you a helper? Are you bringing some recipes to it? What's your role?
Well, no, I'm just helping them prepare. I have no Polish background at all.
She will after.
Yeah, I'm learning.
My grandparents were from Poland, and my dad spoke Polish at home, and he did most of the Polish cooking, although my mother always said it'd be easier if she did it because she always cleaned up his mess. He kind of cooked all over the place, and that's the way I cook too. It's kind of like one big mess. You'll see.
Now Mary's going to make the sauerkraut dumpling soup. Tell me what the ingredients are, Mary.
Okay, the ingredients for the dumplings is flour, raw potatoes, egg, salt, and that's it. And then for the and baking soda.
The kluskas, or dumplings, take 4 grated potatoes, 2 eggs, salt, 1 teaspoon of baking soda, and 2 to 3 cups of flour.
For the soup, we're using Polish sausage and a little bit of onion and carrot and the sauerkraut and beef broth.
The sauerkraut soup takes 1 large can of sauerkraut, 1 large can of beef broth, 1 ring of Polish sausage, 1 onion, 1 cup of carrots, 10 whole allspice, and 1/4 cup pearl barley. Now first we're going to make the dumplings.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, definitely. No.
I guess it's going to be your lucky day.
I guess. Maybe I'll win the lottery. Okay, I just mixed them up a little, and now we'll put
And this
potatoes.
is 4 potatoes, and you just mush those up in the Cuisinart?
Yeah,
Okay.
and ground those up, and then add flour.
And how many cups of flour is that?
That was 2.
Okay.
And a little salt, and baking soda. I use about a teaspoon of this because it makes the dumplings raise a little.
So you have about 2 cups of flour, you have 2 eggs, a little bit of baking soda,
And four potatoes.
and 4 potatoes.
This should make enough for about 5-6 people. You know they're ready when your spoon stands up like this. That's how you get them real hard. These will be hard
Okay.
dumplings. Now we'll go put them in the hot water.
Okay. Now you're going to prepare your dumplings right here at the stove. Drop them in the boiling water. How long do they go in the water?
They'll be done when they float to the top. See, they're moving around now. See, and then you just let them float to the top, and they're already set enough to put into the sauerkraut soup.
Do they fall apart in the soup after they've been sitting in there for a while?
No, because they're so thick and heavy usually that they don't.
Okay, so you have 1 large can of beef broth and 1 large can of sauerkraut. And then how long do you let this simmer?
Oh, it depends. If you're in a hurry, you can do it like in a half hour or so. If you want to do it all day, you can do it all day. My dad always did it all day, cooked. He started it early in the morning and let it cook all day.
Then I
But
bet
that's
you.
because we had neck bones or pork hocks or something in it. This is the Polish sausage, and that goes in. And a half an onion and just a little bit of carrot. Just kind of mix that up a little. And then you put kubavas in, or whole allspice. And pearl barley.
Just a sprinkling of pearl barley.
Yeah. That gives it good flavor. Then we'll just let that cook, and then when the potatoes are done, we'll put the potatoes in there, or the dumplings in there.
With a slotted spoon, Mary transfers the kluskas to the sauerkraut soup, just as her father did years before. Soup has been a basic to the Polish meal for centuries, and this recipe is one of their favorites.
Would you like to try some of my soup as long as you're Polish?
Oh, Mary, I'd love to. Even if I wasn't Polish, I'd love to try this soup. Oh, it looks fabulous. It is delicious.
Just like Mom made.
It is. It's just like my mom used to make.
Good.
It tastes just as good as hers. Thank you so much,
You're
Mary.
welcome.
Pat is preparing the wilted leaf lettuce dish, which in Polish is salata łatuka.
Okay, I'm frying up some bacon, onion, and a little bacon grease. And in here I have water, sugar, and vinegar. And that's going to be the dressing. And then on here I have some crispy bacon that I'm going to just put on top. And then I'm going to put a little dressing on that, and then I'll put the rest on top of this. So I'll have it done in a few minutes here. And I'm going to bring this to a little bit of a simmer, and that's going to be the dressing for it. I'll let it cool for about a half hour. And then I'll put it on the lettuce, and it'll be wilted lettuce.
For a family-sized bowl of the wilted leaf lettuce, boil 1/2 cup of water and 1/2 cup of vinegar along with 6 tablespoons of sugar and salt and pepper. Saute 2 or 3 strips of bacon along with 3 chopped green onions. Add it to the vinegar mixture and let it cool down a bit. Add the dressing while it's warm to the chopped lettuce and crumbled bacon, and you have a wonderful Polish salad. Let's talk about your pot roast and sour cream. Now, sour cream is a real traditional ingredient for Polish food.
So is wine and beer.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Right.
Really.
I know their food was very hearty, wasn't it?
Yeah. Our beef roasts are like 14-pound beef roasts. So you slit that and you stick the pork in the slits, the salt pork in the slits.
For a family-sized serving of this beef roast, or in Polish, pahician wolowa, start with a 4 to 5 pound rump roast and 1/4 pounds of salt pork. Cut the salt pork into small pieces and make small incisions 2 inches apart on the top of the roast. Fill them with the salt pork. Cover the roast with 1/2 cup vinegar, 2 cups of water, 1/2 teaspoon whole spice, 2 small onions, salt and pepper. Let it stand overnight. The next day, bake the roast uncovered at 325 degrees about 3 hours or until the meat is tender. Strain the juice from the roast and make the sour cream gravy.
Okay, this is the cream sauce for the roast beef. This is sour cream, and then I'm going to pour in the flour, and this gets mixed up. I already baked off the roast beef, and the juice from the roast beef had vinegar, whole allspice, cloves, garlic, and side pork was cut into the beef. And so the juice is from that, and this is going to make the cream sauce for our roast beef. We'll go over here and put it in our juice. I'm going to put the sour cream and flour mixture into the boiling beef broth. And then you would let it boil for 3 minutes. You mix it up.
With the strained juice from the roast, add a mixture of 1 cup sour cream and 2 tablespoons of flour. Stir while the juice is boiling to make a rich, thick gravy. Mary pours the wonderful hot sour cream gravy over the Polish pahician wolowa. Mary learned to cook from her Polish mother and father, which was Polish tradition. Thankfully, these recipes are still with us today, so we can, on occasion, enjoy a hearty Polish meal. Does Polish cooking always take a long time?
It does. If you want, if you want to do it from scratch, like pierogies. I don't know if you ever had those too. The little ears with filling in them. My dad used to make those, and it would take him practically all afternoon to make them because you'd roll out the dough and then he'd cut them and put sauerkraut or beef or something in them, and then he would deep fry them so they were crispy. But there's some that do it by boiling them, and those are good too that way.
Well, I know when my mother made coffee cake, that was an all-day process. I like the way she used to make it, and then fold it so nice and neat. Just 1, 2, 3, she had it done. I just admire her for that.
Maybe that's why we don't do much Polish cooking anymore.
Probably. Yeah,
We go to the fast food.
Yeah, well, everything, it just takes so long.
Well, thank you so much for all your help today and for sharing your wonderful Polish recipes with us. This has been Joyce Woodworth. Thank you for joining me. Please join me again next week. Till then, enjoy the Spirit of Winona.